1 year on YouTube and 1 month monetized on YouTube. And what have I achieved? Well, let's find out. Hi everyone, my name's Andrew Balcom. I'm a stock photographer and videographer. I'm Australian and I'm based in the Netherlands, and I've been creating YouTube videos for the last 12 months. And last month, or in November, I finally got monetized. And back in November, I reached the 1,000 subscriber mark and the 4,000 watch hours that you need in order to monetize your channel. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how I got to that point. But before then, I first got into YouTube back around 2009. So during my free time, I'd grab my Fuji S9600, which has got a tiny sensor. It was a bridge camera with a 28 to 300 millimeter lens, and it only filmed in standard definition 640. So I went out into The Hague and I just started making videos, and I named the videos Andrew's Life in The Hague. So I'd go and visit someone in The Hague who was doing something interesting, and in one take I'd do like a 3 or 5 minute interview with that person. I did it with one take because I didn't have any editing software, so I could just upload it straight from my camera without editing at all, and it would go straight on YouTube. And from that I got other jobs where I got hired by a studio to make like a local news journal of what happened in the city on that day, which was really good training to learn how to use video cameras, work in a studio environment, and learn how to edit. My strong point was never editing. I always preferred being behind the camera. I think now you can kind of see my editing skills have improved, but I wouldn't say I'm a professional video editor by any means. So the next time I started on YouTube was around 2019. When I started uploading stock photography and stock videography videos for my channel Andrew Balcom, and that's where we are now. After 1 year, I've reached the level where you can monetize your channel, and I've monetized my channel for 1 month. Okay, so a little bit about my channel now. It's a really small channel. I only have 1,069 subscribers as we speak, and my total views are under 50,000. I think last time I checked it was around 48,000 views. So a really small channel. And the content that I put up is about how to make money out of your stock photography and stock videography. I've got around 60 videos online, and they can receive anything from 155 views to 8,000 views. I think my first video that I made only got about 177 views in total. And my most successful video is how to do indoor stock photography, and that's around the 8,000 view mark now. So as I talk about my channel, at the end of this video, I'll tell you how much money, estimated earnings I've made for the first month that I've had my videos monetized for. So that'll give you an idea of maybe where you might sit, or maybe you'll be doing better than me or doing worse than me during your first year, but you can kind of get an idea of where you would sit on the scale in comparison to my channel. So we'll just run through what it takes to actually become a YouTuber that has a monetized channel, what I've had to go through, and whether it's worth it for me after all of that time effort and money spent. So we'll start off with the amount of time I've spent over the last 12 months to create roughly one video a week, every week for my channel. And the amount of time I've spent is roughly between 6 hours and 16 hours per week. So that includes going to a location, which could be in the city close by, or it could be an hour away. It also includes the video time and the editing time. But that's not the only amount of time that I spend in preparation for making YouTube videos. I also don't have a dedicated studio in my house, so at least an hour of my time is taken setting up my lights, my tripod, my camera, my sound equipment, and also rearranging my house so that's not so cluttered in the shot or in the frame. I work 4 days a week, so when I make these videos, it's on my free day off or in the weekend. So that 6 to 16 hours that I take working on these videos is time that I would be spending on my free days, either in the weekend or my day off. And that's time away from family, and it's also takes time away from my other side hustle interest, and that's stock photography and stock videography. So one of the disadvantages of having a YouTube channel is the amount of content I've produced for my stock photography and stock videography business has dropped by a substantial amount. In the last 4 weeks, I've uploaded 5 photos and I think 1 video. Whereas before I was doing YouTube, I would have uploaded around 15 videos and probably 100 to 125 photos minimum. So it does take a big chunk out of your day. But having said that, you have to also keep a balance in your life. And the balance is family time, your side hustle or your hobbies, friends, or doing your other side hustle such as YouTube. And if it comes to choosing over family time for me or doing YouTube, then I will always choose the family time because that's the reason I'm doing this, to build up a passive income to make the future of myself and my family easier financially. Plus, I enjoy it. If you don't enjoy doing YouTube, then there really is no point starting it, because the process is long, it's hard work, it takes a lot of your time, time away from things you probably would rather else be doing. Even though you love doing the filmmaking and editing, you also have to keep a balance just to make sure that the rest of your life doesn't run off the road. And of course there are costs involved when you're creating a YouTube channel. And what are some of those costs? Well, for me, I have some fixed costs every month, and that is $13 every month for my account at Epidemic Sound. And I signed onto Epidemic Sound as soon as I started my YouTube channel, because I didn't want to be bothered with any copyright issues with sound effects or music. And that $13 a month gives me peace of mind that I can just use any piece of music for my YouTube films, and I don't have to spend any time, energy worrying about whether there'll be problems associated with that music. Another fixed cost is my video editing software, and that's Premiere Pro. I started off learning how to edit videos on Final Cut Pro back in 2010 and 11, but I wasn't really a fan of it to start with. So as soon as I could, I changed over to Premiere Pro, and I'm not a good editor by any means, especially when it comes to visual effects and making your videos look really polished. So in the future, that's what I really want to work on, just brushing up on the professionalism of my channel and my site. But that's going to take extra time at the moment that I don't have. My monthly cost for Premiere Pro is $12. I also have costs, initial setup costs, and that included 2 mics, which one was a Rode Video Micro, and the other one was this one, which I've got connected to me. And that was just a cheap mic that cost around, I think, 25 euros. And basically I just connect it to my my Canon EOS 7ED, and then it runs with a long cord, really long cord, and I just put it under my jumper or my sweater and hook it to me, so I can get some kind of lav mic effect. And you pretty much need one of these mics, especially when you're outside and there's wind. You can put it under your clothes, or if you're in a noisy environment, it isolates your voice against the background. And also in this kind of situation, it kind of reduces the echo of the room. So that was that. I also use studio lighting. There's one just behind the camera now. I couldn't be bothered setting 3 up today, so I've just got 1. And overall, the kit that I bought, which was called Bresser, it's a 3 light kit, and that cost me, during a Black Friday deal, around 120 euros. And my biggest cost was this. It's a Panasonic FZ300, and that cost me 500 euros brand new. I think in hindsight I probably wouldn't go for this camera again. I would have chosen something different, just because yeah, it does 4K, which I'm really happy about. It's just the image quality when the lens is extended past, say, 200 millimeters, it suffers a bit. But having said that, I've dropped it and it's never missed a beat. It does 4K, and it's a pretty good camera. I wouldn't buy new again. I would definitely buy second-hand next time, and that $500 or euro investment would have probably gone down to 200 euros. But you live and learn. Okay, so that's the costs involved over my 12-month journey of starting YouTube, and as you can see, it's up around the $600 to $700 mark. And that, I think, is pretty cheap. You could go a lot more expensive, but there's no point spending more than you have budget for, because you're already starting behind and catching up. Okay, now just talking about my journey of reaching 1,000 subscribers. My videos, they were more popular to watch than for people to subscribe to my channel for. So I think back in August I had already achieved the 4,000 watch hours that you need as one of the criteria to monetize your channel. But it wasn't until November that I got my 1,000 subscribers, and I have to thank my present subscribers who spread the message about my channel, about being an honest stock photographer who does monthly income videos about how much I've earned during my stock photography and stock video month. And I also do videos of out in the field, how to do things, like how to make a stock photo, how to edit it and then upload it to the agencies, as well as other things like nature and wildlife. Yeah, so it took a while, and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it within the 12-month period that YouTube say you have to get this done. So I was, in that last month, I was really nervous. I thought all that time and effort and money that I've put into this if I don't do it within 12 months, then after that 12 months, I thought I would have to start again, and then it would take me at least 2 years. But luckily, that wasn't the case. I got there in the end. So a couple of things about my channel. As I said, it's got around 48,000 views. It's got last 28 days, I average around 5,700 views to around 6,000 views. At the moment, I've got like 5,800, which is 456 more than normal. And I've got a watch time of around 430 hours in the last 28 days. And now my money. How much have I made? Well, we'll go into the revenue tab, and I've got an RPM of around $4.76, and I've got a playback-based CPM of around $15.93. I think that is pretty good. I think some people can have a CPM, like some photography channels and some gaming channels can have a CPM that is a lot lower. But my videos are kind of based on passive income and how to make it. So I think it falls into that niche of finance as well, which I'm kind of lucky about, because my videos are mostly about photography and videography. So to have a great subject that's interesting to me and creative, but having the income level of a finance channel, I think that's really good. I'm really happy about that. So how much is my estimated revenue so far for the first month of monetization? And up to this point, I am sitting on $26.63. Now, like with stock photography and stock videography, I started doing it in the idea that I could achieve a regular monthly passive income. And with stock photography, I set myself a goal after, I think it was 12 months. If I see any growth, then I will continue to do it. And on YouTube, I think I can pretty much set the same challenge. For 12 months I've been doing it. And have I seen growth? Yes, I have. Just looking at my overview, for the views, 5.8 thousand views is already 556 more than usual. However, I see from my other tabs like watch time, it's about the same, and subscribers, it's about 5 less than usual, so I'll take that hit. So this is what I've been through in my first month as a YouTuber. It has been quite a journey. One of the most difficult things that I haven't talked about is actually getting in front of the camera and talking about yourself and disclosing personal information. And I never ever wanted to do that. I always wanted to be behind the scenes. But the lure of doing something fun and also growing an extra stream of passive income, that bridged that fear. So I was able to overcome it, and here I am now talking to you about these things. And even though it's probably not the most comfortable thing in the world for me, I'm still okay with it, and I can do it. And it doesn't really suck my energy out of me. If anything, once I edit this video and upload it to YouTube, I have a real sense of satisfaction. So in my personal circumstances, this year journey has been really worthwhile to me. But I'm going to keep an eye on my views, my watch time, and my estimated revenue month by month. And providing that grows as well, then I'll also be doing another one of these videos in the future. So I'm confident that those figures will grow. But is it worth it for $26? Financially and time-wise, it's really not worth it for me over the last 12 months. But I also set myself a goal. With my stock photography, I knew it would take 12 months to grow my portfolio, and that's exactly what I'm doing with YouTube as well. I'm growing my portfolio. I'm developing my films in different directions, so who knows, in 6 months some of my films may take a different direction, and that may lead to different income streams as well. Anyway guys, that's it from me for 2020. I'm going to take a week off over Christmas and just enjoy my family and relaxation. I wish you guys all the best for the coming new year, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support you've given me over this first 12 months on YouTube. This video was a bit different, so after this one we'll be getting back to their usual programming of stock photography and videography, nature and wildlife. And having said that, Happy New Year, all the best for Christmas, and look after yourselves. See you in 2021.